there.
How you doing? I'm Rox.
I'm Neat.
And this is
the Bourbon Barrel.
He's so right all
It's
the time.
true.
It's just crazy.
I try. We got some good stuff coming out there.
Yeah, we're gonna have an episode today where we try some things that aren't bourbon. So I like to call it the WBS episode for whiskey, bourbon, Scotch.
I like to call it, "What bullshit are you putting in my mouth?"
He's neat. He doesn't like he doesn't want to bourbon. He wants all bourbon.
I'm trying to expand my horizons.
Right, you get the tentacles out there into the rest of the world and stuff. There's so many things that are finished, and you just just see what we get. Anyway,
we're also recording on location. It's a different place than we normally record.
It's true. They paid us millions to come here and do this. So
I wish. No, we're in an undisclosed bunker.
It is true. It is true.
As you can see, we're in a basement based on the window.
Mm-hmm. It's true.
So, but
he brought us to the basement.
It's a dark basement.
So
with a bar.
So we're gonna try today Proper 12, which is the Conor McGregor whiskey, Irish whiskey, Jameson. As Conor McGregor famously said when he started this, Jameson, I'm coming for you. So we're gonna put these two to the test and see if Conor's all talk or not. Which, if you know anything about Conor McGregor, he's a lot of talk. So. As he's lost 3 of his last 4 fights.
Well, didn't he like break a leg or something?
He did break his leg in the last one, but he's
can't really fault the guy for losing that.
But it was a return fight of already getting beaten by the same dude like a couple months ago, and the dude used him pretty hard in that one, and then in the broken leg one he was using him pretty hard too. Like, he probably wasn't winning that one unless he walked out. I don't know, whatever. I mean, to me, Conor McGregor is like the he turned himself with his mouth into like the Yankees or the Cowboys or something, and everybody has strong opinions. You either love him or hate him, but when he fights, everybody wants to know what happens. You know what I mean? He's a great promoter. He's a good MMA fighter. He's a great promoter. Yeah, that's my opinion. I mean, obviously, I could beat him up, duh. But anyway, that's such a lie. I would die just by looking at him.
God, we get that set up.
That's awesome. So, anyway, Proper 12, to give you a little bit of backstory, as I did some research on this to have some idea. Originally, he wanted to call it Notorious, and there might actually be bottles out there that say Notorious on them, and they might be worth a lot of money because there was a trademark infringement and he couldn't use it anymore. So I think those bottles exist. I was going to Google that before I came, and I forgot. I was busy. He went with Proper 12 because 12 is the postal code where he grew up in Dublin. So he was throwing it back to where he grew up, and apparently it's like a rough place, and they're trying to rebuild it, and he's trying to help. And also, $5 of every case sold goes to first responders charities in Ireland. So that things like that are, they're really nice. They're cool. It was going to be Notorious. He also copyrighted the phrase Mystic Irish Whiskey. So we might see another offering coming of it, or we might see the name change again. So if you have a Proper 12 bottle, maybe hold on to one just in case or something.
Mystic.
Does spend time in ex-bourbon barrels. He hired his master distiller, that used to be the distillery manager from Bushmills, another Irish distillery. And now he came over to become the master distiller at Proper 12. So that's the Proper 12 story. We want to try this one?
Let's do it.
And see what happens.
So what's the proof on that bad boy?
We are at 80 proof all the way through. We're going to do this in Jameson, also 80 proof, and this gigantic.
If you've watched our previous episodes, we have in fact mentioned the 4.5-liter Johnny Walker Black that my parents have.
Do you?
And it is in fact, well, we're in my parents' basement, so full disclosure.
It's true. It's true.
So I figured, why not bust that bad boy out?
Well, they said they had a nice bar and there's
they said there's great. This is where the robes hang out.
Absolutely. Absolutely, we're in the basement of where the robes hang out. We're not in the, what's a fancy word for
the house proper?
Yeah. So, yeah.
But yeah, no, they were gracious enough to let us film here and record. So thank you, parents.
Yes, thank you very much. Thank you.
And
please subscribe, by the way, parents.
No.
Don't subscribe.
I don't want them to see this.
This
smut we put on YouTube.
We don't say that much stuff. I mean, can't we do it? But
that's fair.
Got some different T-shirts too.
Yeah. Oh yeah! Shout out. We got new merch, and we'll put a link to our merch maker in the description of the video.
We'll get some. We're working on it. My vision of this is I'm trying to spearhead this because he does so much of the technical stuff, and I want to do my part. is trying to see what people like and like comments or anything else. Like you've seen the other ones in the other episode, well, you'll see them again. We'll probably wear them. I don't know who would. You'll see these. You know, what do you like? What don't you like? These are Eddie Bauer T-shirts. The other ones are more like, I don't know, Gildan or some, you know, more generic like make T-shirts kind of T-shirts. So we're just. I don't want to make a bunch of things and then people don't like this or that, and some things are more expensive, some things aren't. Blah, 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 blah. I haven't even had a drink, and I just blah 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 right at the thing.
You're promoting our sponsors, our patrons, our people who help us.
Yeah, thank you, and we'll cheers you to the first sip. Here you go. Cheers to all the people that help us and support us and watch us, which is help and support.
So, unlike bourbons, the nose on this wasn't nearly as pungent. I didn't get a lot of like flavors or like notes in the nose.
No, I didn't either.
And now that I've sipped it and let it done what it's going to do to my mouth, I'm going to try again.
Now, see what it's going to do to my mouth. That's what he says on all his first dates.
Every time.
Let's see what it's going to do to my mouth.
I eat a lot of salt and vinegar on my first dates.
Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. And I mean that very sincerely. Yeah, I always like the second sip, and I'm sticking to the not adding ice or starting with ice and maybe a second sip. You know what I mean? I don't like. I've learned it through this, through doing this with him, that it really does change without adding or subtracting something from it. Just the next sip, and I'd never had that before until we did this. Start doing this show, and that's awesome. So, anyway, yeah. So, yeah, cheers, guys. Let it also be said that we're doing an 80 proof lineup here. Whether it's Irish whiskey or bourbon or anything else, we've done a lot of other things in other episodes that were a lot higher proofed too.
And I think because of that, our palates are changing a little because there's burn, but like it's a belly burn. It's like I'm getting warm all the way down.
It's so
and a little bit in the back of the mouth.
It's smooth enough.
Like the initial thoughts on it, like I'm not getting burned in the front,
right?
Because
no,
at all,
no.
But when it goes down and hits your belly, it's a little warm.
And it's holding on.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, I can still. It's holding on. For an 80 proof, it's decent.
It's definitely not the worst thing I've ever put in my mouth. I mean, last episode there was that cat piss that we tried.
We're not gonna say what it is, down branch, but we weren't fans.
Right. This is miles better than that. Like, I would even though this isn't a bourbon, I would put this over that bourbon. That's how bad that was.
Now let's. This, when we taste this, my opinion is maybe we save it for the end. And we just go this to this, because this is kind of the who's going to win the fight kind of thing between Jameson and Conor McGregor.
That's fair.
Jameson.
Fighting
I could be wrong.
There's definitely a little bit more of like a, not like peat moss, but there's definitely like a grassy kind of taste to this than there is bourbon.
I've also learned a lot about some of the ones that literally don't make sure there's no peat.
Yeah.
Right. Like there's. The one I keep wanting to try because of the one documentary I watched on Hulu, the neat documentary, the Scotch documentary that I think it's called Scotch, the Golden Dream or whatever, is Brook Lottie. And Brook Lottie has the classic Lottie, and it's supposedly just wonderful. Now, to move on to this, are you ready to move on?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Doing it
Let's
up.
do it. I'm just going to rinse my palate. This isn't bad. I mean,
no.
I discussed with Neat this week that as I kind of, like I said, we sort of spearhead different things to a degree. And I kind of spearhead the thing on Facebook, and I'm trying to put up the ratings. I thought maybe if I did it like basketball or football in college, do it like the same day every week, I just put up our ratings, and if anything's changed, top 25 or something. If you ever want to know exactly what we rated something, I can put that up there occasionally, so it'll always be there somewhere. But you don't always have to get inundated with all this 4.6 and 3.8 equals this, and so on and so forth. Then we could just say 1 through 25, or 1 through however till we get to 25. Probably won't put Town Branch in it regardless.
No.
No offense, man. Maybe
a little bit of offense. Do better. Do better.
And we're even willing to try a different offering. If we're somewhere and we see one, we'll try it.
I'm not gonna.
No,
I'm not gonna buy it.
Not a single barrel or different finish or anything else.
Single barrels are hit or miss.
Right.
And with their non-single barrel, they missed so bad.
You see why this is a WBS episode for him? We might have shirts made that say "What Bull" and then S with some other characters.
Asterisks.
Yeah, because we don't want to offend you too much. So
Yeah.
we did not open. This is water. I was like, what am I doing here? This is very clear. Do we have White Dog?
No, but
we do have.
Just so you guys know, the stuff that was in this bottle aged 2 weeks, and look at that color.
Yeah,
like that's
from our mini barrel.
Our mini barrel, and just 2 weeks in there.
Yeah.
And I was
Devil's semen.
I was told to just put it in there for a couple weeks. We tried it after the 1 week.
There was flavor though.
There was flavor. It was
flavor.
better. So I'll be excited to try this. We actually corked it, bottled it. Like that's all there is in there, and it's really corked because I have winemaking supplies.
Ignore the getaway cap.
So we're gonna try that maybe in another episode, but it is ready to be tried.
Yeah.
So.
Oh, all right. Here you.
Oh, thank you, sir.
Decide. But of course, some interesting things about Jameson. Jameson and Tullamore Dew are the two Irish whiskeys, quite famous. The two also that are triple distilled. Apparently, it really brings a lot more of the stuff out of whiskey. It makes it cleaner and crisper and more refreshing. I watched a documentary about Jameson Distillery where I think it's the Whiskey Vault. Shout out to the Whiskey Vault that went there, and they have the largest copper pot stills in the world.
Mm-hmm.
80,000 liter pot stills.
That's huge.
Yeah, they were gigantic. This is something else that really jumped out to me, and they didn't explain it in the documentary, so I'll look into it. So maybe he even knows when I say this, because I haven't brought this up yet, as we just shoot the crap all the time about lots of stuff. Lots of stuff that doesn't pertain to whiskey and bourbon, too. Like, he's got his, you don't even know who he is on the porn sites. It's a whole different guy. He's got his own show.
Dirk Diggler.
I'm saying. It's awesome. It's ridiculous. Anyway. Anyway, in the Jameson Distillery and Rickhouse and Warehouse and all that stuff, all the barrels, when you walk into the Rickhouse, the warehouse, all of them are standing upright. All of them.
That's different.
Every time, at the beginning it shows it, and towards midway they're in there again, and they do some like barrel proofing and stuff, or barrel trying, barrel tasting, and they're all upright everywhere. There's nothing on its side like this barrel is, and like every other thing I've
bourbon
seen.
barrel, yeah, and
Everywhere.
the Rickhouses, yeah.
Yeah, all upright. So it looked like a really cool place to visit. They have a library they talked to the librarian there, and they were showing some of the original stuff from John Jameson and his son from the late 1800s. They say it's all climate controlled, it's all this and that, so none of this can get ruined, and most people can't even see these things and touch them. It was a very interesting show.
Maybe you know this, maybe you don't. I hate to put you on the spot.
Oh, it's okay. I don't know most things. He's an opera.
Do they have age statements on whiskeys like the bourbons do, or is that not a thing?
I want on the whiskey. I haven't actually looked at this.
No, I didn't
bottle.
see it on the whiskey.
No,
but
it's more because Jameson, as it turns out, is. For instance, one of our local shops that he just got a Booker's at, which you'll see down the road probably. Has in their lockup cabinet has a bottle in a box on the shelf in the lockup that's called Middleton Extra Rare. And I had heard of Middleton, I'd seen the words, I didn't know. Jameson owns Middleton. Okay, so, and actually where they distill now is in Middleton in Ireland. So they own, they make a red breast, they make all the spots. Have you ever seen green spot, yellow spot, red spot, all those? That's all Jameson. Making it, like whether or not people come in, there's different blends. They have a micro distillery at the Jameson compound where they mess with all that stuff to give you those other things, those black barrels and all those other things Jameson gives you.
So, fun fact about...
But no, there's not a lot of age statement that I've ever caught yet. So.
Interesting. So Jameson, like in Ireland, like where people go to like visit it.
Yep.
There's like apparently like a little wood bridge that goes over like a little stream, which they use for
the water.
Yeah.
Right.
And on
Look
the
how
other
smart I am.
On the other side of that wooden bridge is the Guinness factory.
Oh yeah. I believe they made some sort of mention of that. Yes, honest to God.
I only know that because my good friend went there and he told me all about it.
I would, and it, you know what? Just watching it, it looks like it would be fun if you could get at least somewhat of the access they had. But yeah, it's a. I mean, I'm kind of okay with this. Like I like Irish whiskeys and scotches and stuff like that.
So it pleases me to know that it's triple distilled because they do that with a lot of vodkas too.
Okay.
And the reason they do that is because when you distill, like when you're making alcohols like moonshine and stuff, and they don't do that.
Right.
One of the problems you get is there's wood grain alcohol in those. Like there's ethanol, which is what you drink.
Right.
And then there's methanol, which is wood alcohol.
Don't tell him I drink ethanol. That was a secret.
Well, it's what we drink.
Oh.
It's the drinking.
I thought you meant
alcohol.
that stuff that I got out of my gas tank that I told you about.
Yeah, that's sugar.
It's woo, man, was I in the back? Oh, anyway.
So
I'm just making shit up as I go along, like I drink.
But yeah, so the triple distill usually gets rid of all traces of methanol, so it's safe to drink. So
yeah, they said filters out a lot of the junk or something. They literally used a word like that. Like a lot of the stuff, I think, might have been the word. All right.
So like the reason you don't drink moonshine in large quantities is because of all that methyl alcohol, which is basically embalming you as you drink it. So
that's a spirit. We'll be around a long time.
Don't drink moonshine.
You're getting embalmed right now. I've been bombed. I don't know if I've ever been embalmed. So
Yes. Well done.
Are we gonna do it?
Let's do it.
Let's do it. Cheers. There you go. That was like a finger cheers. Let's do that right. What now? That's so weird. Still 80 proof.
All right, I got to do it again because those are the rules.
Yep, I did it once. I'm thinking for a second before we go in deep hard. Second sip rocks.
That's what she said.
It's well. I don't have to lube up the glass, but we're very inappropriate if this is the first show you're watching. Okay, and it's fine. You can start wherever. It doesn't. You don't really need to see all the other episodes. We don't.
We're not creating a Marvel universe where you have to watch it in order.
I think. Yeah, no.
We
I'm
could
very
give
colorful.
some Avengers, I guess, you know.
That's true. I think I immediately tasted more flavor than when I tasted this both times. Like, the immediate sip, there's just more going on in my mouth. Alright. Than there was with this one when I first... Both sips. Like, I feel like this one was...
So...
I don't know.
The
More
first,
to this.
The first one, I didn't... I tasted something on the first, and then I went back to taste again. And it was almost kind of watery.
It was very like, yeah, it was...
Like, there's
well,
not...
like we were trying to say burn, but it was so light. It was the
like, I don't
lightest,
have nearly as
barely-
much burn going down
No,
on this one, so it's a little bit smoother, yeah.
Yeah, smoother.
But
Maybe a hint heavier. It feels like it's...
Yeah.
You said water, and what I'm saying... Yeah, like, that's what I'm saying. I'm saying it's like water mixed with, like, I don't know. I know it's 80 proof. I don't know age statements on either of these offhand. Feel free to Google, look it up, check out some other shows. There's a lot of great ones out there.
Yeah.
I watch a lot of them. We do too. Both of us.
So this is not my forte, the whiskeys.
Right.
I'm more the bourbon guy.
Right.
But
It's true.
those are pretty close.
They are.
And especially for something that's been around since 1780.
Right. Oh, one of the things I remembered now, some things just kind of click, right? Anyway, one of the things I remember is they talked about, Jameson has an offering called, like, Methods of Madness.
Okay.
And they're all done in chestnut barrels.
Really?
That was they talked to one of the coopers in their place, and, you know, he was talking about how that wood works really well, and I can't remember exactly, but I want to say it takes less time because it's softer or something to that effect, so they get the flavors they get quicker or something like that.
Okay.
But chestnut, I remembered the chestnut barrels though, because that just random things that kind of skew off of the norm that comes to like the whiskey process are usually what clicks, you know. So
Chestnut.
I mean, if I was buying another bottle, I would buy this. Anyway, these bottles are both about the same price. This one was like 15, this one was like 16, and these are 375s because we don't drink a lot of Irish whiskey. But if you get the 750s, they're both $30, I think, at our local stores here in New York where we live. So it's tough. I mean, again, I tried this. I tried the Black Barrel on vacation this year. I may have spoken about it in another episode. He knows. I've talked to him about it. I liked the Black Barrel. Also an 80. You get a lot of 80s in this world. Like when you're scotching and Irish whiskeying and there's a lot of blending going on, you get a lot of 80s. They do go higher, but not nearly as much as bourbon. Like, anyway.
So, so you're going with Jameson for the fight?
If I was buying another bottle, I'd probably buy another bottle of Jameson.
I'd have to agree with you.
Okay.
They're very close. Like, I don't think
Conor
in a
McGregor yet
blind
again has been knocked out.
in a blind tasting. I don't know that I'd be able to tell a difference.
We broke his leg. No,
Did it to himself.
No, I would say that, but I guarantee you, we would say the same things. Like, if you did this blind, not knowing what it was, we would both said this one was easier, simpler, clearer, more watered down. Like, just
more of a
almost
burn,
feels like
really.
it's 70
But,
proof
yeah.
versus 80 proof or
I don't
something.
know.
I thought. And you didn't feel like
I kind of would have flipped that as far as the proofing goes, because I thought this one had more of a burn on the way down than this one.
I felt like the burn. Okay, well, you know what? I don't disagree because I felt like the burn went deeper with this.
Mhm.
It lasted longer, but I felt like it was so much lighter than this one that ended kind of right in my mouth towards the back of my throat and didn't hold on. I don't know. It's a tough. It's not simple.
Again, they're very similar.
Yeah, I mean,
Like, it would be hard to like pick it out of a lineup, honestly.
Yeah.
So
I still think I'd pick this one in blind. I just got that taste note that I was like, yeah.
well, all right, there you have it, folks. Jameson wins.
Yeah.
Takes McGregor out.
Yeah, shocking. So we could call this one Dustin Poirier. We could call this one Nick Diaz. We could call this one Khabib Nurmagomedov.
Why do you know those names? That's impressive.
I follow MMA and boxing to some degree. I really did when it was big about 10 years ago. Like, a lot of it was even bigger than it is now.
So, is there anything else about those two?
We're gonna try this
so
one.
as a bonus for this episode, we've talked about it. You've heard about it. You're looking at it for the first time.
That's right.
I'll take that.
What?
The
Bowman?
Yeah. And,
Look what it does.
Yeah, it's got its own cradle. It's so heavy. They don't want you to try and pour that. So we're literally going to try this. It's been open for approximately 7, almost 8 years, I want to say.
7 or 8 years.
And it's
still, not under halfway, not even far.
It's still that full because no one really likes it to begin with. Very Pete Mossy kind of thing.
I told him, interesting fact, there is no such thing as a distillery of Johnny Walker. It's all blends and sourced from Scotland.
So
even though it's the biggest whiskey cellar in the world, no distillery.
With that, we're gonna pour some cradles and
what's the easiest way to go about this craziness?
Right? All right.
I don't know. Oh, we just need one big straw all the way down in and go.
Not my juice box.
Right. Here, let's move stuff so we don't have glass fracturing concerns.
So yeah, that is just.
Here, you want to do yours, mine,
You're gonna
whatever.
have a good time.
Oh, okay, yeah. I wasn't exactly because it almost seems like that would be holding it the other way. Like it would be. If you go like this, it feels like the thing is under it, not over it. When you do it this way, it's over. But this is under it on that side.
I can do it whatever way you want to do it.
Oh, I don't care. I was just.
How do you want to be?
I'm just rambling. I'm just a rambling man. Oh yeah, go plenty light on that because, again, I'm getting a lot of the same colors from all of these though. Like, these are a very light color. These are very. I was watching the Whiskey Dictionary.
Yeah.
Right, and he's very informative and he's clear and to the point, concise. Good guy. For what he does a great job. And when he reviewed Johnny Walker Red, which is their baseline, and that's the best-selling single bottle of Scotch annually every single year is Johnny Walker Red. He couldn't even drink it. As a matter of fact, before he did it, you should watch it. It's only like a 6-minute thing. He was behind the thing like us, and he pulls up a bag of trash, puts it on the counter, and he goes, "Oh, that's not what we're sampling." And then he pulls up a gasoline thing, and he goes, "That's not what we're sampling. We're sampling Johnny Walker Red." And he's like, "Don't buy it." But he did give some props to some of their other statements as they go up. So he did like some of the platinum, the 18-year, and
this is just the black label, not the double black or anything.
Yeah,
so
yeah. The double black apparently has more charcoal-y something to it.
That would make sense because that would be double the charcoal.
But you know what?
Twice the
we
black.
got a Jane Walker sitting here that I brought in case we chickened out on this because
it's been open for
so
7
long.
years. Oh, it just smells so bad.
I can't. Sorry. I can't. I'm not really nosing much still. It's
really?
Like that. Like I can't really get a lot out of it.
That smells like paint thinner, man. That is like pure gasoline.
Does it smell worse than Town Branch?
Yeah.
Does it? Oh man, I might have to make a deposit. smacked into the glass.
And we got a sink right behind the camera, so
that's fair enough. Nah, I will do it for you. All over the place. No, I like
spit take. That's fine.
We're swallowers. Don't lie.
I don't want to put this in my mouth.
Yeah, you do.
I don't want to do
up.
this.
I'm doing it. We gotta do it. We gotta do it. Come on, here it is. Do it. Do it. It's one sip for me. No, I don't need to double sip.
No. Nope.
I will tell you right up front, I'm not gonna do anything rating wise with this one here because it's been open so long to begin with.
Not only that, it's just bad. It's just as bad as I remember it being when we started.
Honestly,
this tastes like your grandma's attic smells. Like,
it does have a bad upper mouth odor thing. Like when it comes into your, it's just not. Yeah, that's but again, it's been open so long. This is just like the Jefferson's aged at sea, guys. You're in the shop, by the way. Sorry. No, well, it's your show, dude. I was just telling you. I would, if this was mine, I'd finish it through the year, whatever, because I would just finish it. I finished the Jefferson's aged at sea. I drank all my White Dog that was in that thing. I did it real slow. I did it with a lot of rocks. I just don't throw things away. I don't know. I don't know.
Oh, that is just...
I have a wife and 3 kids. He's rolling and he's banging, so, he's the big baller here.
Sure.
So, there you go. Hey, man,
So that is clearly just a piece for decoration. Like, you could probably empty that and put water and food coloring in it and have the same effect. So if you find yourself...
Well, still get you drunk.
I don't think that's what you want.
I'm not saying it is, but I think you can still get pretty hammered if you want.
I feel like that would make you go blind.
Well,
that could be the wood alcohol that they distill out of the Jameson.
I'm not sure that with being blind would be that bad.
You know what? That's fair.
I've seen a lot of people I wished I hadn't. So anyway, and people probably say that about me. So that's
how do blind people Tinder?
I have no idea. I don't even want to begin to comment on that.
We don't mean any disrespect about
people,
this is like a legitimate question I have.
Kidding around.
But anyway.
There's got to be something with technology now that they can use something, right? Braille of some sort on something. Like whether or not it's a heavier vibration with the fingertips or something. Like, you know what I mean?
Maybe.
I don't know.
Anyway, that's not why we're here. So
this is our first WBS episode, which really stands for Whiskey, Bourbon, Scotch. But after what he just drank, it kind of stands for... I was throwing it to you, but all right.
What bullshit?
Yes,
sorry. I still think this whole episode's bullshit, so it's fine.
I know. See, I'm forcing his tentacles out a little bit.
This is not the first one of these. The first one we did had like the Dickel and the
well, no Scotch though.
No. But those were whiskeys.
Yeah, and we that's true. And we didn't even rate those. They weren't terrible things. It's not like...
They were closer to bourbon than these. These are not bourbons, and it is very, very easy to tell that.
I'm not gonna lie. I bought this Jane Walker last year, and I brought it over in case we didn't want to even try this because we were scared. And so it is obviously low in this that, but I really liked this. I really truly did, and I'm not sure if I still will or not because of how much it might have changed through the oxidation process over the past 6 months to a year, however long it's been. Mm-hmm. And shout out to them for doing this because what this is a blend that they do put out I think once a year. And it's done by their female master distiller. They have upped some female lady to a spot of blending or what, not just one, but I mean the highest one in their ranks. You know what I mean? And she decides all the blending and mashing and stuff of this one. And I thought it was great. And I think it's great that they do that. I think that's cool. Like, why not? Everybody should enjoy whiskeys and
equal opportunity employment.
Absolutely.
Sure. So with that, thank you very much. Checking us out. We appreciate everybody for watching us try gasoline.
Yeah, it's a good time.
And
you're going to blow some fireballs here soon enough.
I feel like that's probably the best use of that giant Black Label bottle is just...
I don't know if you can blow a fireball with that 80 proof stuff.
Well, I don't think it's so much a fireball as like maybe you like add it to like a fire, like wood and stuff, and then just light the fumes.
Would you drink it if you mixed it with anything that you like mixing whiskeys with?
I would never. No. I will not drink that, even if someone pays me. Like that's.
We're right back to that. I'm a cheap whore. I don't know what to tell you. I don't know.
I can't do it, man. Like it's.
But see, that's good because we're not the same person. No. We're supposed to have, and you're always going to have that with you and your friends and the people you hang out with.
Yeah, one of my friends could be like, "This is the best thing that's ever put in my mouth." Like,
sure,
like, no.
It's the best-selling whiskey in the world.
Someone's got to love it.
People like that stuff.
Yeah,
like, and I like this one. I haven't tried a lot of them, but I tried red. I bought a 375 of red a year or two ago, and all I remember is that I don't remember it.
Oh,
like, it was just
you drank the whole thing in one time.
Yeah, well, it was a 375, and it was like. There's a lot of those though. There's a lot of those to me that are like, I know I tried that. I don't remember thinking anything. Like I didn't vomit, and I also wasn't like, oh my god, I need more of this. When I tried this, I thought, oh my god, I couldn't find another bottle because it's a limited time offering, and I kept it in case because I really liked it.
Yeah.
So anyway,